This KFAN podcast is sponsored by Builders and Remodelers, exclusive Twin Cities provider of Elements Windows. Get the highest quality windows at unmatchable value. Visit buildersandremodelers.com for more details.
Did you know that parents rank financial literacy as the #1 most difficult life skill to teach? Meet Greenlight, the debit card and money app for families. With Greenlight, you can send money to kids quickly, set up chores, automate allowance, and keep an eye on what your kids are spending with real-time notifications. Kids learn to earn, save, and spend wisely. And parents can rest easy knowing their kids are learning about money with guardrails in place. Try Greenlight risk-free today at greenlight.com/iHeart.
Let your imagination take flight with an AI-powered PC from Lenovo. Whether it's creating digital art, designing new software, or building a portfolio for a future career, our PCs are powered by Intel Core Ultra processors to help students unlock smarter learning and unleash their creativity. That's the power of Lenovo with Intel inside. All you have to do is choose the one that fits your passion. Head to Lenovo.com to shop AI PCs and find your perfect companion. Plus, get 5% off when you create an education account.
Here we are, Progrum Password Invitational Tournament Championship game. And gentlemen, only you two will understand this. I just experienced a first. It's the first time that I remembered that they'd replaced the door handle on the men's restaurant. I just slam my shoulder and it would get thrown 4 feet
Have you noticed
back.
that? No.
Oh, for the longest time, it just spun around like Wheel of Topic.
You just bump into it.
You
anymore.
just take your shoulder and you just kind of push into it like that.
Now you have to turn it?
Yeah. And before
I didn't know that.
I slammed my shoulder into it like the last 9 times today, because I the only thing bigger than my ego is my prostate.
Correct.
This time I remembered, I said, aha, you won't get me this. That takes a while, but.
I slammed into it yesterday.
I know it. It throws you back like 3 feet.
So much so that I think we're being set up for one of Kara's Instagram videos.
I think that's probably exactly right.
What's grosser than a bathroom door handle? Why are we adding door handles? I don't even care what side of the door it's on. I don't want to turn the handle on either side.
Yeah.
Well, you're going to have to now, buddy, or hold it.
I'll just do what Musk does and goes to the women's room on the 4th floor. True story.
Oh, come on.
Oh, he used to. He said that on the morning show 1,000 times.
When it was unoccupied,
When it was
nobody
empty.
was down there.
It's a single stall?
I don't know, but no one was.
It looks like our bathroom, but downstairs.
Well, if it was unoccupied, how did you know no one was going to walk in there while occupied?
When there was no business on that floor.
Yeah, there was
it was just
nobody on
empty.
the floor.
It was a space
Well,
open
I
for
think
you to
that
use.
bathroom was okay.
That's actually genius.
That's not a bad idea, yeah.
It's the first great idea I think he's ever had.
I was going to say, he's done a lot of things I don't agree with.
That being said, when it's unoccupied, you can just still do the men's.
You could.
You don't have to go to the women's.
Men's on the 4th floor.
Right.
Also
What are you
works.
doing?
I guess I hadn't thought of that. Yeah. Good point. Where are we at with it? Speaking of points, 45-20, is it?
Yeah, Program Password Invitational Championship. Corey Cove and Justin Gard leading 45-20 over the Broad Squad. Lil B and Marnie Gellner. As always, you can watch Program Password at KFAN.com/watch. We do have a suggestion for you, Marnie, from Ashby, who says, someone get Marn some smelling salts and a tortilla slap. Let's go, Broads.
Bring back the tortilla slab. I need one of those right now. Here we go.
How you feeling, Lil B, Marnie? Did you guys figure things out?
Yeah,
in
we're
halftime?
fine. We're fine.
I know what fine means. I've heard that many times in my lifetime.
Nothing. When she said nothing, I thought fine was for a minute until he didn't. Just how she said nothing. Because, like, what's wrong? Nothing.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Fine would work.
Fine.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
I was triggered there for a minute.
Fine.
All right. We should be at Marnie and JG to take a look at the iPad, please. The password is Eve. All right, Marnes, you're down 25 points. The option is yours. Do you want to go first or second?
First.
All right, Marnie and Lil B for 10.
Adam.
Eve.
There's the second half
The
layup.
layup. And if they would have gone second, he knew I couldn't go Adam and Eve because you don't believe in that sort of thing. Like, that's how deep this thing goes. I thought about it. I have to go Christmas. I can't go Adam.
If you went Adam, he'd say Sandler.
Maybe. Yeah, he might have.
Man.
Yeah. That was like a double layup.
That was very good.
I'm on to you. Oh, Adam, Eve, easy. He can't
It
get
could have
it.
been Adam's apple.
Yeah. More religious words. Come on, Jenna.
Jesus.
Sandler.
All right, 45-30, Corey and JG with the lead. Lil B and Corey. Take a look at the iPad.
Taking the ball out of my hands a couple times. I don't like that. I like to be like Rubio.
The password is Crow.
Rubio.
All right, Lil B, you can make this a one-possession game. You're down 15. You have the option. Would you like to go first or second?
Oh, boy. A lot of thinking.
Looks terrified.
5 seconds.
I'm going to try first.
All right, Lil B and Marnie for 10.
Cheryl.
Crow.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
And that was a layup. What do you...
No, it wasn't.
Well, I thought it was. I mean,
She works with Cheryl Reeve on a daily basis.
Yeah, but Reeve is not a word.
I know.
There's no word going to be
That's
Reeve.
why in my
It
head
could
I'm
be
like,
Cheryl
I know, but it's
Ladd.
going to make her think like
No.
that's where her
It was
head's
a
going to go
brilliant- no.
first.
No
It's a
more
brilliant-
rival characters. I don't know who these people are.
And here's the deal. You're not giving yourself any credit. It's a brilliant
You're not
very
giving
good.
me any credit.
No,
That
I
was a
did.
good clue.
Wonderful.
That's what I
clue.
said. It was a great clue.
Wonderful clue.
She's got some bangers, too.
That's what I was saying. It was
You
a
seem
great
very scared. That was a great clue.
You were criticizing yourself by saying she may have said the wrong name because of Cheryl Reeve. No, it was a great clue. The only response was Crow. That was a great clue.
But in my head, the first thing I thought it was Reeve, and so I'm thinking of every word, every version of Reeve. Reeve. What is a word that's Reeve? Reeve. And then
And somehow you did that in less than 5 seconds.
Yeah, must have been hard. Yeah.
Weird. By the way, if you ever do Reeve, I'm going to say Christopher. Okay?
All right, we got a game all of a sudden. It's 45-40. Corey Cove and JG with the lead. Marnie and JG. Take a look at the iPad. The password is Hood.
Or you could have just said Blackbird.
Two words.
Too. No,
Blackbird.
That's one word.
It is?
Yeah.
See, I didn't know that. Definitely thought it was 2 words.
Marnie, all of a sudden, you could take the lead for the first time since you guys were up 10-9. You're down 5. The option's yours. You want to go first or second?
first.
To take the lead, Marnie and Lil B for 10.
Robin.
Batman.
JG and Co for 9.
Neighbor.
Hood.
That was my bad.
Yeah.
We needed to stop the bleeding there.
Yeah, I thought they had that too.
Neighbor. Okay.
That was a good clue, I thought. I mean, it didn't get the answer, but I thought it was a good clue.
Well, I didn't think
Seems
yours
like you're
was
throwing Lil B
Yeah.
under the bus there.
Cool. Didn't
That's
ask.
what you're doing.
No.
Anyway.
All right, we got a 14-point game, 54-40. Corey Cove and Justin Guard with the lead. Lil B and Corey. Take a look at the iPad. The password is Bloomington. All right, Lil B, down 14 points. You have the option. What do you want to do here? You want to go first or second?
Second.
Oh my God.
All right, Corey and JG for 10.
Parish.
Congregation.
Lil B and Marnie for 9.
Jefferson.
President.
It's the longest 5 seconds ever.
Corey and JG for 8.
Suburb.
Bloomington?
You almost said it. Did you almost say it? It looked like, I thought you did the B.
I had no idea. No.
Oh, man, I thought you
When you
almost
said
said
Jefferson,
it and
all I
balked.
could think was Richard Jefferson, President.
That was going to be my first clue, but I'm like,
Cheryl
that's not going to
Jefferson.
get there.
I did not put that together.
man.
As
Did
soon
you know
as
he went to high school there or not?
Yes.
Okay.
Bloomington is a tough one.
That's really tough.
I thought Jaguar after
That
she
was-
said.
yeah.
Ooh, that's
Yeah.
really good.
That was my fault.
You guys
I
have
did
talked about
not
how
put
tough
that
these words
together.
are. We haven't had like 1 go to 7 yet.
Well, we played.
You guys are getting them all.
These are high level.
Championship.
These
Yeah.
are high level players.
Man,
Yeah, we
Bloomington's
took it off
tough.
rookie mode.
Yeah, Bloomington's really
Really
hard.
tough.
All right, 62-40. Corey and JG are 18 points away from a championship.
How many points away?
18 points away from a championship. Marnie and JG, take a look at the iPad, please. The password is print. All right, Marnie, down 22 points is a big one for you. You got to get back in this thing. The option's yours. What do you want to do, first or second?
First.
All right, Marnie and Lil B for 10.
Pat's
Printing.
One chance to change it?
Print.
Wow. Timely.
unbelievable. Pat's printing, Jessica.
I love you, Pat.
You know, I deserved that because in my head, I was thinking we were going to win, and I was going to go, are the shirts still available at Pat's Printers? So I think I deserved that.
That's really good.
That was
being
good.
honest.
Get ahead of yourself.
Because you had a bad
It's
thought.
called divine intervention.
Man.
That's what that. But he doesn't believe in divine
Yeah, explain to Corey what that means.
I think AI is starting to do some clues as the game's going real time.
By the way, I like the previous one where Corey said parish and you went with the church word as if he would have known what that is.
Yeah, well, I thought it was ironic.
Congregation.
Well, honestly, the first thing I thought was vodka. And then I had to circle down. Once you get in your head, you got to move on.
Well, as a Bible guy, I would have went with repent. Repent or perish.
Oh, yeah.
Luke 13:3, you're not familiar.
Of course. It's one of my favorites.
All right, Corey and JG, you
Though
lead.
you did say earlier, "Oh my God," before you said it. Close. You
That's true.
must believe in some God.
Zeus.
All right, Corey and JG, you lead 62-50. So we got a tight game here coming down to the end. Lil B and Corey, take a look at the iPad, please. The password is launch. All right, Lil B, down 12. The option is yours. Would you like to go first or second?
Hmm.
5 seconds.
5 seconds.
Thanks, Swedberg.
Second.
All right. Cove and JG for 10.
Catapult.
Vault.
Lil B and Marnie for 9.
Rocket.
Lunch.
Oh, man. Good one.
You made me nervous. You had it. That was good.
Because when he said
Good
catapult
job.
and like slingshot, it's probably slingshot and something. Yeah.
Good job.
I had a
Good
shift.
pull, Marnes.
Okay.
Good pull.
We got ourselves a ball game.
Mars doesn't panic. That's like the third straight word I thought she was going to just freeze, and then you just get it. That's good. That's really good, Marty. Way to go.
Putting the puzzle together.
Yeah. Well done.
62-59. 62-59.
Okay,
Corey Cove
Come on,
and
Marnes. Let's go.
JG
Let's go, Marnes.
with the lead. Marnie and Gerdsey, take a look at the iPad. The password is cave. All right, Marnes, all of a sudden you're down 3. You got a chance to take the lead here. The option's yours. You want to go first or second?
I'll try first.
All right, Marnie and Lil B for 10 and the lead.
Man!
What? Rocket. I have no idea what you're saying.
JG and Corey for 9.
Bear.
Cave.
Wow.
I got it off of Marnie's clue because I loved Captain Caveman, but I just wanted to confirm it
What
here.
is that?
That's Captain Cave. The way Captain Caveman screams his name.
I had no idea.
I don't know who Captain
It's a
Caveman is.
cartoon.
Yeah, I had no idea what she was saying.
Oh, I don't know.
Common got it. I could tell by his
It's on
face.
Amazon Prime. Corey's watched all 9 seasons. Didn't like the first 2. The third one, you have to stick with it. And then 5, 6, 7, 8, you got to stay with it.
Long-winded.
Yeah.
And didn't you even use the costume at Halloween once?
Oh, shoot.
God, I probably would have when I was younger. I freaking loved Captain Caveman. We've called meat sauce that multiple times.
Well, I was going to go with man for man cave, but I was lost. So I was glad because I didn't know what to do. But thankfully you screened it.
I was going through like
Yeah, that was
Bin
a hard one.
Laden. I'm like, what?
Bin Laden's 2 words.
Yeah,
and
I was going to go Osama.
Osama. I watched the documentary the last couple of nights, and all I can think about is Sauce actually thought his first name was Ben.
Ben
Have you seen the Ben Laden thing? Man, Ben was nuts.
Oh my God.
By the way,
It's true.
He said that on the morning show.
They
KFAN.com
found
/watch.
Laden. Do you believe where they found Laden? We're like, Laden?
Corey's like,
you mean
do you
Bin
think his name is Ben? Hold on, I have some
That
questions.
doesn't surprise you, though, does it?
A little.
Does it?
A little. There's some things where it makes sense.
I think that was the day that Ben Lieber joined us like an hour later. Right? Got a little ripping sauce, and he's in San Diego on this luxurious vacation.
fine.
You know he's listening.
And I love him. I missed him today.
Kel's watching.
And
She
Kel's
loves it.
She loves this
San
game.
Diego. I kept him off the Coronado Bridge in like 2016 one day. So yeah, we're good.
I can't speak for the initials game, but this is the record number of people watching at KFAN.com/watch right now.
Is that
live,
right?
As we are getting close to a championship
Good thing you
because
kept the Blazers off.
Corey.
I think they would have won had they wore them.
So Corey
We'll never
Cove and Justin Gard, you are at 71. So if
Wait,
you get,
can you say it one more time, Ted? I wasn't listening.
Corey and Justin Gard are at 71. So if they get 9 or more, they are champions. Lil B and Marnie, you're at 59. You need 21 points. Lil B and Corey, take a look at the iPad, please. The password is creep. All right, Lil B, big decision, down 12. The option is on you. Would you like to go first or second?
I'm going to try first.
All right, Lil B and Marnie for a much needed 10 points.
Skeezy.
I wanted to say sleazy and that rhymes.
Cove and JG for 9 and the championship.
This would be really fun if this is the winning way to get there. Perv.
Gross.
That was worth a shot.
Lil B and Marnie for 8. Five seconds.
Icky.
Smarmy?
Say Guardsy if that's it.
It's
Corey and JG for 7.
He just learned that word today.
Crawley.
I'm lost.
Lil B
got
and
it.
Marnie for 6.
Skeezy.
Creepy.
Creep.
One chance to change it. There you go. Yeah.
Creep.
Got it.
TLC.
Crawley was
That's why I couldn't use
Crawley was
TLC.
really good. Really good.
Crawley was.
Crawley was really
Yes,
good.
that was
a good
excellent.
one, Cor.
My bad, Cole.
I said that right away.
How many points was that
Hey,
for?
instead of yelling perv, what if I just been like, Rosen?
Rosen. I was waiting for the answer to be Rosen.
Damn it.
Then I might have said perv.
I was so proud of perv. I thought that was the winner.
Creep
All
was
right,
good.
Corey and JG lead 71-65, so they still need 9 points for a win. Marnie and Lil B, you need 15.
We're good.
Marnie and JG, take a look at the iPad, please. The password is surgery. All right, Marnes, you can take the lead here. You're down 6 points. The option is yours. You want to go first or second?
First.
All right, to take the lead, Marnie and Lil B for 10.
Arthroscopic
Surgery.
Wow.
Not a hesitation.
Wow.
Just dunked it.
Great word.
Thank you.
Very good.
Bad place to be
Taiwan.
is having arthroscopic surgery, but
Yeah, you hate to have that.
brilliant.
Thank you.
What a comeback.
Here's where we're at. 75-71. Lil B and Marnie have the lead. So if Lil B or Marnie get 5 or more, they have won their first ever Program Password Invitational Championship. If
They have
JG,
75? Wow.
They have 75. If Corey or JG get 9 or more, they both will become 2-time champions, tying Paul Charchian for the all-time record.
If you win the State Fair T-shirts, be broads with brains. That's what it needs to be. Broads
Because
with brains.
if you didn't say with brains, no one
Well,
would know.
I'm misogynistic, remember.
Got it. I'll take it.
I will not.
Oh, okay.
All right, Lil B and Corey Cove, take a look at the iPad, please.
Cancel those shirts, Pat.
The password is whole. All right, Corey, you actually have the option now because you're down 4. What would you like to do here? You want to go first or second?
Oh, man.
5 seconds.
Let's try first.
You just got that in. All right, Corey Cove and JG for 10 and the championship.
Pitt.
Gravel.
Lil B and Marnie for 9 and the championship.
Half. Whole.
Yes, they win!
That was really good. They deserved it. That was what I couldn't think of a word with the WHOLE, so I tried to switch it because the word was WHOLE.
Yeah, it was spelled with
Half
W.
is the perfect clue. You guys deserve it.
Are you crying?
Clue. Oh, God. Couldn't think of a word for whole. HOLE.
You almost didn't say it.
No.
I could tell you were like, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, because it doesn't make any sense with Pitt because it's the other
I'm like
spelling.
half of
You
Pitt.
guys deserved it.
Oh, that's
A+.
Congratulations. Look at it. I paid for these.
Calling money?
I just want to thank you guys for being here. You're a great competition. And my mom, Lola, for listening in Fargo. I love you. Carmen, thanks for having us. I'll never forget this. Good night. Woo!
JG, you want to get away? Go to MSP. Get on a plane.
God, I already have my parking.
Yeah.
I did my parking at mspairport.com after we didn't get creep.
Yeah. Creepy crawly.
It was
Early.
Are you nervous?
Wow.
Are you anxious?
I'm sorry, Corey.
Where's your blazer?
No, it's they deserved it. They didn't. We didn't hand it to them. They earned it.
No.
This
Well
is the
done.
kind of game you could dissect in your next show or in the morning like we would a playoff NBA Game
That was
7.
a-
Marty gave you 9 points.
Let me just say
Yeah, no,
this.
for sure.
Let me just say
18
this.
points.
That was a championship effort by both.
That was
by
a
both
championship.
teams.
That was really
Seriously,
that was
really
fun.
ladies.
That was fun. It was really hard. That was awesome.
Have a drink.
No, half was the perfect clue.
Oh,
I
look
don't know why I
at
couldn't
drinking
think
out of the
that.
cup. I hope those were rinsed out ones.
Did you watch these?
The Stanley Cup.
Just paid for them.
Don't damage it.
Why are they popping champagne in there?
Feels good.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
The 4th annual Program Password Invitational.
Welcome to the
Tournament
club.
Champions.
Feels
Welcome
good.
to the club.
Welcome to
Feels
the
good,
Champions
boys.
Club.
Feels good.
Yep.
Now you can
As
wear a
always-
championship blazer.
As always,
Pat's
thank
going to have to add this to the
Pat, get that printer ready. Fire that bad boy up.
You're coming, Pat. We're coming.
As always, thanks for coming in. And
Fun. Thanks,
participating. We
Kevin.
appreciate it. Yeah, it's always fun. The champions, Lil B and Marnie. Runners up, JG and Corey Cole. We'll take a break, come back with more of the program right here on The Fan.
This message comes from Greenlight. Ready to start talking to your kids about financial literacy? Meet Greenlight, the debit card and money app that teaches kids and teens how to earn, save, spend wisely, and invest with your guardrails in place. With Greenlight, you can send money to kids quickly, set up chores, automate allowance, and keep an eye on what your kids are spending with real-time notifications. Join millions of parents and kids building healthy financial habits together on Greenlight. Get started risk-free at greenlight.com/iHeart.
Hooch-related Dark Star memorials today. Endless Summer Guy writes, for the years of listening to the segment, I didn't think I'd have a submission of my own anytime soon. It turns out, just as my mother always told me, time flies when you get older, and all of a sudden our beagle, Dexter, was almost 13. We got him when he was just weeks old, when our own relationship was relatively new as well. We had no idea all that Dexter had in store for us over what we felt was too short of a time. From eating a tray of rat poison on his first trip to the cabin up north, to making his way to Florida with us and often found bathing in the sun. Dexter was a true character. Father Time caught up fast, and while he valiantly fought Cushing's disease for many years, he recently went downhill rather rapidly. Life will never be quite the same without him, fondling us like a tail and cozying up at night, pushing us to the edges of the bed. The world lost a very good boy. Endless Summer Guy. Then this one says, Common, the day I've dreaded for so long has arrived. It's now my turn to share that I recently had to say goodbye to my two constant companions and sidekicks. Basil, a black lab, and Lena, a Weimar lab mix. Both dogs reached the ripe old age of 14 and recently passed away peacefully with my wife and I by their sides after plenty of treats and affections. We're sad beyond words At the same time, incredibly grateful for 14 years of memories and good times with our dogs. When we started dating, we each had our own dog. And when we got married 3 years later, we became a family. From the moment Basil and Lena met, they were inseparable and did everything together. Most nights they shared a dog bed, even though we kept several around the house. Basil, do you think it's Basil or Basil? It's Basil Rathbone. Do you think it's Basil or Basil?
I like Basil.
Let's go with Basil. I actually emailed him to ask for pronunciation, but I didn't check my email before I got to work. Basil will be remembered for her vibrant personality, always affectionate and outgoing. She could make friends with anyone. She had an insatiable appetite, as most labs do, and was notorious for stealing her favorite treat off the counter, butter. She was an incredible pheasant hunter and hunted every fall of her life. Lena will be remembered for her quick, quirky, and affectionate personality, being the fastest dog at the park, and her love of chasing squirrels, bunnies, and chipmunks. She also loved to cuddle on the couch and howl at passing fire trucks. Both loyal listeners of the Grum. Every day when I left for work, the dogs would lay in their bed by the radio tuned to KFAN. If Dark could show Lena the best park with squirrels to chase and give Basil, did we say Basil? I think we did. And a scratch behind the ears and a couple 13, 14 treats, that would mean a lot. I've listened to many Dark Star memorials for beloved dogs over the years and found comfort in knowing that others are going through the same impossible challenge of saying goodbye. Thanks very much. And we thank you for your Dark Star memorials. Quick segment. We'll take our final break, and then it will be time for what we like to call the Victory Formation segment. That's next here on the Common Man program on the Fan. Couple 13-14 past Common Man program. I'm Common. He's 10 to B. This is Victory Formation segment. We had another winning week. We're excited and delighted to be with you for the next couple 13-14 minutes. My pal Coleman, who had an opportunity to play in his foursome with Hope Kids last year. Hope Kids is a tournament that Don Barry and he's the head golf professional at Edinburgh, USA. We host a golf tournament every year. I've done it. I think it's either 11, 12, or 13. It's been well over a decade. I know at least a couple of years over a decade. And it's for an organization called Hope Kids, which is the way I explain it. It's sort of like Make-A-Wish, but on a smaller scale. Make-A-Wish, you do the great big huge trip, and then you come back, and then that's kind of it. With Hope Kids, what they do, it's for kids with life-threatening diseases and their families. And it gives them activities and events to participate in on a fairly regular basis, every couple of weeks, a couple times a month, whatever the case may be. They might get they might go to a bowling alley or go to a movie theater. And you got to remember, these kids, because they have life-threatening illnesses, is that called immunocompromised? Is that the way you say that, Teneby? Immunocompromised. And so they, a lot of times, just can't be out with the general public. So they put these kids and they give them something to do, and they need money to do those events. So we do it through Hope Kids. But Coleman writes that his friend Eric Steinoff is again participating in a fundraiser that I promoted last year in New Prague. It's a family evening of fun and home runs. It's Jacob Bongers, who is a 12-year-old. He's battling medulloblastoma, a form of brain cancer, and all funds raised at Derby Hill will help with Jacob and his medical bills. It's a home run hitting contest. So that's going to be on, did I just say the date or did I not? It's June 28th, 6 p.m. at the Union Hill Ball Field in New Prague. Saturday, June 28th, 6 p.m. at the Union Hill Ball Field. So hope you can be there if you're in that area. Controversial question for you, Teneby. And I did not come up with this. This was sent to me by an emailer to Common at KFAN.com. And the email reads as follows. Amy Boy, if you had a say for a championship team in Minnesota this year, who do you think would bring us to the promised land? Aaron Rodgers, quarterback for the Purple in 2025, or Kevin Durant for 2026 season for the Wolves? I know it won't happen, But I think Aaron would give us the best chance. Now, maybe I'm on to something or on something. Just curious on your thoughts. So, Teneby, do you think either one of those guys is enough of a difference maker that not only would they make the team better, but they could lead you to a championship? And if you believe either one of them could, do you think one would give you a better chance than the other? Putting Rodgers on the Vikings or Durant on the Timberwolves? Your thoughts?
I'm going to go with Durant.
Okay.
One, the Wolves have at least shown in the last couple of years that they're closer than the Vikings.
Correct.
They don't need as much to get over the hump. Two, I think Durant has shown in recent years that he's I know he's not prime Kevin Durant, but he still appears to be closer to his prime than Aaron Rodgers at this stage. Now, Rodgers had the pesky Achilles 2 years ago, and that might have bled into 2024 season. So maybe what we saw from Aaron Rodgers last year, maybe he's another year removed and looks healthy, but I also would have to think it's harder to overcome at this stage of his career. And just what I saw from Aaron Rodgers last year seemed to be pretty mediocre to me. He didn't look like a difference maker in any way, shape, or form. So I'd go with Durantula on this question.
I tend to agree with everything you just said. If Rodgers could rebound to his thrilling days of yesteryear, then I might lean because, again, we talked about this at the very beginning of the show during Peek at the Purple about, where the Vikings are, where they've been, where they're at. And, I love doing the bit where I wet blanket everything. Then the Duckies and Bunnies in town keep giving us reasons to why our local team is going to be really good and could maybe win it all. Then I go, God, am I the only one missing this? Am I the only one going to be left out on an island? And then I start to believe what the Polad pocket protectors and the Wilf wallet watchers and the Glenn's Greenback Guardians will have to change that. I guess that's going to have to the Mark Mula something or others and the Leopold Ledger lovers. I start to believe what they say, and then all of a sudden, team crashes and burns, and I go, I should have just stayed with my original analysis before the season started. But at the risk of sounding like a ducky and bunny, I do like what the Vikings have done. I mean, because what I like is they didn't ignore for years. I know they drafted offensive linemen, and I knew they acquired some here and there, but it never seemed like they really said,
we got to fix this.
This has got to be fixed. We can't just hope it's fixed.
It seems like in previous year, they also had so many more needs.
Yeah,
right?
Whereas yes.
It seemed like it was a little bit easier to dial in on one spot there.
And so now it seems like they've done that. And then, it was hard to ignore that there wasn't much of a pass rush up the middle. And again, we don't know if these guys will fit the bill. They again, on paper and what they've done in the past, I think all four are coming off injuries of some shape or form. So, but I tend to agree that.
Well, the other part of this too is Durant appears to have a greater market, right? You've got Wolves and San Antonio and Miami and Houston that all appear to be interested in him. And rumors are once he does agree to whatever team acquires him, that there's going to be a contract extension where he's going to be making $50-60 million a year.
Right.
Whereas Aaron Rodgers, on the other hand, now I get it's a little bit more need-based in the NFL, maybe as opposed to the NBA. But there didn't seem to be a huge market for Aaron Rodgers this offseason, and the salary he's making would also prove that.
If this has happened before, and I'm only seeing this situation come up for the first time, and I've missed it elsewhere, pardon me, but this is a story that just I discovered on CBSSports.com. It's about 2 hours old. Headline, Wisconsin sues Miami for tampering. Defensive back Xavier Lucas transferring to Hurricane sparks legal battle. In this day of transfer portals and live, whatever. You knew this was going to happen sooner or later, I guess. So I never gave it much thought, but the story reads as follows by Brad Crawford. It says, the University of Wisconsin has filed a lawsuit against the University of Miami for allegedly tampering with former player Xavier Lucas, who signed with the Hurricanes during the winter transfer portal cycle and is vying for a starting position in the secondary this season. According to documents obtained by Yahoo Sports, the Badgers are accusing Miami of poaching Lucas away from the roster ahead of the 2025 season and reaching out to the player despite his contract situation in the Big Ten. Wisconsin denied a request from Lucas to enter the transfer portal in December, citing his previously signed revenue-sharing agreement. The document, dated December 2, is part of the proof from the Badgers, who also attest Lucas was under contract for a separate nil-related deal. NCAA bylaws mandate that universities must enter players into the transfer portal within 2 business days of a request. CBS Sports obtained the following statement from Wisconsin on the lawsuit. It reads as follows. University of Wisconsin-Madison remains committed to ensuring integrity and fundamental fairness in the evolving landscape of college athletics. After reviewing all facts and evaluating options, the university today filed a complaint to Wisconsin State Court outlining our allegations against the University of Miami. While we reluctantly bring this case, we stand by our position that respecting and enforcing contractual obligations is essential to maintaining a level playing field. In addition to our legal action, we will continue to be proactive to protect the interests of our student athletes, our program, and the broader collegiate athletics community. We appreciate the support of the U leadership in the Big Ten Conference. As we move forward, we will respect the court process and provide further updates only as appropriate. And then the story goes on and on and on. But so that's, I don't know. I've heard an old saying that contracts are made to be broken. I don't know how many contracts are ironclad. And, contracts between collegiate players and university. Before, I guess, would a scholarship be a contract, sort of, kind of, maybe not a legal binding one, but, it was the same kind of thing. We'll give you a scholarship. You'll play you'll play football. You'll play basketball for us. And now it's with the money thing involved. I guess they got them signing contracts, and then with nil involved. But this is the first I've heard of a so-called poaching lawsuit. That, wait, now this kid was under contract with us, and we did not give him permission to go into the transfer portal. And again, I'm certainly no Perry Mason, but it sounds like the University of Wisconsin might have a leg or two to stand on.
Is it just me, or did the NCAA just bungle this entire thing the way they handled it? Right? They went so long. Right? We had conversations for years of should NCAA players be getting paid. They could have been proactive. They opted to be greedy as long as they could, just assuming that they were just going to be able to not have to pay players for forever. And then they get caught on it. And it seems like the plan that they've unveiled, once they realized they had to pay these players just with the nil stuff, and players are in the portal and going from here to there, and there's no consistency. And every year now on the Gopher basketball team, the Gopher football team, I don't even know who's on the team anymore, because there's a bunch of new guys that come in from somewhere else. Like, they should have, not that I have the best solution to this or a solution, but they should have somehow found a way we got to give these guys contracts where, hey, once you sign, you're signing for a year, you're signing for 2 years, 3 years, and then you have to, regardless of whether a coach leaves or whatever, you need to stick out your contract while you're there to try to keep some sort of consistency and loyalty. And now it's just the wild, wild west, and I think they have no idea how to proceed.
I think you might be right. Well, this nil stuff, there's a kid, and you've heard me bring him up before, he played for the University of Minnesota for a while. His name is Pharrell Payne. Went to Cottage Grove.
Is that Jiggy Traw?
No. Okay. Jiggy Traw is Trey Holloman. Pharrell Payne was a high school player over at Cottage Grove. 6'8", big, strong kid. Kind of new to basketball, if I'm not mistaken, when he was playing for Cottage Grove. And he had talent, but it was really kind of raw and untapped. And he got an opportunity to play for the University of Minnesota and was getting off to a nice start in his career. And all of a sudden, he jumps to Texas. Was it Texas A&M, I think he played for? He was in the NCAA tournament. He has now gone to Maryland, and the reports are, he went to Texas A&M for, I think they paid him, the rumors. I don't have any of this documented, so I could be throwing numbers that aren't, but it's from people I trust. And I think it's public record, so it could probably be looked up. I think it was like $500,000. What I heard the other day was to go to Maryland, they're paying him $1.1 million.
Not bad.
And I don't want anybody to take this wrong. But when I was watching him pay for Cottage Grove, if you would have said, he's going to get an offer for $1.1 million to play for Maryland someday, I would say, well, no, he's not. But he's talented enough. He's grown in his game. And he's not superstar player. He's really talented. He can do a lot of different things. So I can't imagine what and I suppose it's documented somewhere with like the Cooper Flags, these other guys are just making all sorts of money. So yeah, it's certainly different. Speaking of money, last thing here is we got the last couple of minutes here. This is John Breach. He also writes for CBS Sports. He writes National Football League. No player in NFL history has ever cracked $400 million in career on-field earnings. No player's ever cracked that. But that is going to change this year with Matt Stafford and Aaron Rodgers both on the cusp of hitting that massive number. Rodgers has been in the NFL since 2005. He's earned a total of, during his first 18 seasons in Green Bay, he earned $306.64 million. And after being traded to the Jets, he ended up earning a total of $75.05 million. And that means he has made $381.7 million in his career.
Impressive.
And Stafford has made $364.
Yeah.
He signed a 6-year, $72 million rookie deal in 2009 with the Kitties. And then he ended up earning $219 million overall with the Lions, $61.5 million in 2022. They're paying the first year for signing a 4-year, $160 million contract. So he needs just a few, $400 million. No player has ever eclipsed that. It looks like both of those are going to do that this year. $400 million.
Well, they'll probably be pretty commonplace in the next decade of quarterbacks reaching that number relatively easy. Like Dak Prescott will get to that number.
J.J. McCarthy will get to that.
Maybe.
Oh my gosh. Above average at that.
Where's Kirk Cousins at? He's had two big contracts.
Yeah. I would think he's probably approaching that. Those are the only two that were listed in the story because those two are on the cusp of it. They're about to get there. Tomorrow will be it'll be our first Tee to Green that will be based inside our studio.
Cousins has earned $331.6 million across 14 NFL seasons.
Is he going to make enough? I suppose he'll make enough over the next few years.
Well, he needs to get a starting job again.
Yeah.
And right now he doesn't have one.
Yeah.
So he's got to go out, be a starter somewhere, and then get that next contract.
Correct. Tee to Green here tomorrow.
I mean, I can't wait for that.
Yeah, well, Steve Nugent, he's really good. He works for Global Golf Post. He's going to give us he's really plugged in. He's going to give us a lowdown on why is the PGA changing commissioners? What about LIV? Talk about the Open Championship that we just had this past weekend. And then, did you see Scheffler yesterday? He was just simply brilliant.
Yep.
What's the leaderboard at now? Have you taken a look at it at all today? I have
not.
Well, while you get ready to play the music.
So
yeah, while you do that, I've actually got this thing figured out. PGA leaderboard today at the Travelers. Well, Scotty Scheffler has 9 under, tied with Justin Thomas.
That's it?
The lead. Yeah, just 9 under. God, he's only at 9 under. I think maybe Scotty's losing it. Could Scotty be losing at Tennessee? He's only at 9 under. But Justin Thomas and Scheffler are tied for lead. So we'll talk to we'll talk to Nuge, I call him. We'll talk to him tomorrow. I think 11 o'clock we got him scheduled for. See you there for Tee to Green. Tennessee, thanks for having me.
Hey, great job.
You as well. We enjoyed our visit with you today, but stick around. Big Ticket and JG there next right here on The Fan.
Good night. Good morning. Good afternoon. And good night, Minnesota.
Good night, folks. And good night, Mrs. Calabash. Wherever you are.
Listen back to any of Common Man's programs by podcasting on the iHeartRadio app or KFAN.com.
Want to feel more creative but don't have the right laptop? Lenovo.com can help. Look through our legendary lineup of AI-powered PCs and devices and find the one that fits your passion. Our PCs powered by Intel Core Ultra processors, as well as cutting-edge AI tools, allow students to focus, learn, and create with ease. That's the power of Lenovo with Intel inside. Plus, college students and teachers can get 5% off their order. Shop now on Lenovo.com. The future's waiting, and it needs you.